Chapter 8. Back in the wizard's apartment, Vitruvius constructed a flock of birds and released them from the window. These mechanical birds will get our message out, he explained. They will go to an internet cafe and email the remaining master builders who will meet us in the secret realm of Cloud Cuckoo Land. Cloud Cuckoo Land? I thought that place was a myth, Wildstyle said. No, it really exists, Vitruvius assured her. Okay, cool, yeah, secret land, Emmet said. I was wondering, when do I start learning how to be a master builder? Because I'm not feeling super ready. Your training begins now, Vitruvius declared. Lesson 1. Look around you. All great ideas begin with observation. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door. Piano man, sing us a song. Vitruvius sighed. Your training begins later. Then he called, just a moment. I'm in my bra. Oh, pardon me, ma'am, the voice outside the door said sheepishly. Wait a minute, that's not a girl. There was a pause then. All right, on 3. 1. Before they got to 3, the door to Vitruvius' apartment was blown to smithereens. Sheriff, not a robot from the saloon downstairs, rushed in, along with some other Old West riffraff. Fortunately, Vitruvius, Emmet, and Wildstyle had already escaped through a trapdoor in the ceiling. Woo, I think we're in the clear, Wildstyle said, climbing onto the roof of the saloon. Freeze, turkeys! Bad Cop had tracked them down. He and his team of super-secret police robots had the whole place surrounded. Blasters were pointed at our heroes from every direction. All I want is a piece of resistance, Bad Cop barked through his megaphone. Wildstyle shouted back, we would rather he died than give it to you. I would not rather he died, Emmet stuttered. Bad Cop waved his blaster at them. Look, everybody, we can do this the easy way, or we can do it. But Wildstyle didn't wait for the or. Go, run, she shouted. They took the hard way, Bad Cop groaned. Fire, fire! Blaster fire fell all around Emmet, Vitruvius, and Wildstyle, and they jumped onto a balcony and sprinted along the railing. Bad Cop pulled out a megaphone and started barking instructions. Sheriff, not a robot, and hundreds of police robots chased after Emmet, Vitruvius, and Wildstyle. Wildstyle led Emmet and Vitruvius onto the roof of the next building. As each section of roof ran out, Wildstyle used her master builder skills to build more. Emmet and Vitruvius raced from roof to roof behind her. Vitruvius, which way to Cloud Cuckoo Land? Asked Wildstyle, panting. Head for the big bright thing in the sky. You mean the sun? Emmet asked. Yeah, Vitruvius said. Yeah, that's it. We have to build our way out of here, Wildstyle yelled. Come on! Things were getting desperate. On the roof behind them, Wildstyle and Emmet could see a giant tower of robots stacking up. The robots bent over, creating a bridge between the roofs. Sheriff, not a robot, charged across the robots on horseback. Come on, hurry! Wildstyle cried. Let's get out of here! As they fled, Wildstyle started building around Emmet. He had no clue what she was doing, but he kept running over roofs anyway. When they reached the edge of the last rooftop, Emmet finally realized what Wildstyle had created, a makeshift hang glider. Come on, let's fly, Wildstyle cried. She and Vitruvius clung to the wings as Emmet flung himself off the roof. He steered the glider clumsily. I don't know what I'm doing, he shrieked, trying not to panic. Shots echoed all around them. Bad Cop had them in his sights. I've got them, he snarled, aiming a massive blaster at the glider. Bad Cop's aim was true. The glider was destroyed with a single shot. It plummeted into the barrel of a water tower, which collapsed. A moment later, a tidal wave of water exploded through town. Emmet, Vitruvius, and Wildstyle were washed all the way down Main Street. Wildstyle landed in a carpenter's workshop with a splash. Emmet and Vitruvius ended up face down in a pigsty. Hey, where'd you guys go? Wildstyle shouted. Emmet struggled to make his way through a mud pile and a pack of pigs. Arr! Got pigs! Guys, quit playing around in the mud, Wildstyle cried. Emmet and Vitruvius could hear frantic building noises coming from the workshop where she landed. I could really use your help. Wildstyle, we could really use your help. A lot of pigs in here, Emmet replied. He stumbled toward the workshop and got tangled up in a load of rope fencing. Before Emmet could untangle himself, Wildstyle emerged from the carpenter's shed in another amazing creation, a wooden vehicle that looked like a high-speed sports car. She yanked on the ropes around Emmet's ankles, and in one swift motion, she managed to harness the pigs, pull Emmet and Vitruvius on board, and create range for her new pig-powered wagon. They sped away with Bad Cop and legions of robo-police and robo-cowboys in hot pursuit. Wildstyle looked over her shoulder. Bad Cop was getting closer. Vitruvius, they're getting on us. Wildstyle yelled. Build something. Let Emmet try, Vitruvius suggested. Vitruvius, help me think of something, Emmet pleaded. Master Builder training lesson number 2. Trust your instincts, Vitruvius responded. Emmet looked around helplessly. Okay, this. Take Bad. He put 2 bricks together and tossed them behind him. They landed on the ground with a useless thud. Bad Cop and his robot minions trampled over them. Emmet's creation didn't slow their pursuers down even for an instant. Thanks, Wildstyle groaned. That was great. You put a lot of pressure on me, you know, Emmet told her. Wildstyle rolled her eyes. Giddy up! Hi-ya! Sheriff Nana Robot shot at their wagon, and a wheel popped off. Without thinking, Emmet booked it out of the air just as the wagon spun out of control toward a canyon cliff. Wildstyle tugged at the reins to try to gain control, but it was no use. Oh no! Vitruvius screamed. The wheel! I can't control it much longer. Wildstyle tried to steer, but the pig wagon was careening wildly toward the cliff's edge. Emmet, Vitruvius said calmly, we need to attach the wheel to something that spins around. Okay then, Emmet said, turning his head to look for something. Suddenly, he had a stroke of inspiration. He popped off his hair and stuck the wheel to his head. Then he stepped on the peg where the axle used to be, using his body as the wagon's axle. With the wheel back in place and Emmet's head spinning like crazy, Wildstyle regained control of the wagon just in time to prevent them from falling into the ravine. Sheriff Nana Robot and his men weren't so lucky. They skidded over the edge. Hey, I did, huh? Emmet said, still spinning. Well done, Emmet, Vitruvius said. You actually did it, added Wildstyle. She sounded a little bit impressed. Just when they thought they'd escaped danger, they heard the sound of a train approaching. The pig wagon was traveling too fast to stop in time. They crashed into the side and flew up into the air. We're gonna die, gasped Emmet. A split second later, they landed on the train's roof. Whew, that was close, Wildstyle panted. Uh-oh. Behind them, Bad Cop's car surged forward and somehow managed to drive onto the top of the train car behind them. Get off my train, Bad Cop growled. Wildstyle? Emmet cried. Rest in pieces, Bad Cop said, aiming a blaster at them. Emmet dove, pushing Wildstyle out of Bad Cop's way. Ow! He cried. He got hit on the back of the leg, but they were safe for the moment. A minute later, Bad Cop was closing in on them again. He's going to ram us, Vitruvius warned. Build a ramp, Wildstyle said. Quick, give me that piece, and that piece. She quickly assembled the pieces and turned the roof of the train into a skate ramp. Bad Cop's car slid right off it. But that was far from the end of Bad Cop. He pulled a lever, and his car converted into a high-speed flying car. A moment later, he was behind them again. What the heck? Cried Wildstyle. Bad Cop grinned from the driver's seat of his jet car. Aloha means hello and goodbye. He pulled the trigger and used his car's laser cannons to blow up the bridge. The train went hurtling over the edge. Emmet, Wildstyle, and Vitruvius plummeted toward the bottom of the canyon below. Hey, Wildstyle called to Emmet. Thanks for saving my life back there, even if, eventually it turned out to be pointless. Well, for what it's worth, this has been the greatest 15 minutes of my life, Emmet shouted back. As they hurtled toward a river filled with snapping cop crocs, Emmet and Wildstyle smiled at each other. They started this thing together, and they were going to end it together. But wait! In the final seconds before they crashed into the waiting crocodile's jaws, Emmet, Vitruvius, and Wildstyle were swept to safety by Batman. What the? Bad Cop spluttered. Relax, everybody, Batman said confidently. I'm here. Whoa, Emmet said, admiring his Batwing plane. Batman, Wildstyle squealed. What's up, babe? Said Batman. I was totally going to call you earlier, but then I didn't. Babe? Emmet asked. Oh, sorry, Wildstyle explained. Batman, this is Emmet. Emmet, this is my boyfriend, Batman. I'm Batman. Great. Where'd you guys meet? Emmet asked. It's actually a funny story, right, Wildstyle began. Before she could finish, Batman had launched himself onto Bad Cop's jet car. Batman grinned. Pleased to meet you, Bad Cop. The pleasure is all spine, replied Bad Cop, chopping Batman on the back. Guess what? Your car's a baby carriage. Batman punched Bad Cop and then reassembled his car into a baby carriage. The carriage plummeted into the river below, taking Bad Cop and Batman with it. Oh my gosh, cried Emmet. Your boyfriend's gone. Suddenly, Batman swooped up next to them. Oh, isn't he fantastic? Wildstyle gushed as Batman scrambled on board. Hey, babe. Wildstyle and Batman cooed over each other, making Emmet uncomfortable. Aren't we supposed to be heading to some secret realm or something? He asked, trying to break the kissy mood. Batman puffed out his chest. I got this. Batman flew the Batwing toward the sunset and smashed right through it.